So we're going to go ahead and start again that first of the mini lectures for this section. And so let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And we're going to talk about the Claiming Your Education article by Adrienne Rich. So this is a picture, an artist rendition of her down at the bottom, and another quote from her that says, "There must be those among who we can sit down and weep and can still be counted as warriors." And I just found that quote really useful, and I like it. And I've always liked her writing. She's also a poet. So I encourage you to check that out because some of her work is really awesome. But some of the main points here in the Reclaiming Your Education article is that education is an ethical and intellectual contract between you and your professor. And I really want to make that part of your experience here. So feel free to connect with me whenever you need to. Feel free to engage with me and have conversations with me. I am open and available, and we can set up meetings and Zoom meetings. I also have FaceTime if you would rather do that, if that's easier. And we can kind of figure out ways in which we can communicate and talk you through anything you might be struggling with or anything you just want to explore because you find it fascinating and are enjoying the course. They also talked about claiming your education instead of receiving, that receiving is to be acted upon, that you are being given something, as opposed to claiming, which is you actively engaging in that idea. And I really like this distinction because when it comes to your education, it's something that is not just a product you're receiving, but it's something that you are engaging with and hopefully taking into other steps in your life. And it's moving past this education where men have been perceived and organized their experiences, their history, their ideas of social relations, good versus evil, sicknesses, health, etc. And that's really going back to one of those WGS core goals of getting at this fact that that is not the only history, that is not the only perspective within history that we need to really communicate and uphold. And so in doing that, when we're sitting in our classrooms, we want to do things like ask where the women are. Where are the women in this conversation? Where are the women in the literature? Where are they in the writings that were being taught, in the books that were being given? Where's the intersectionality? Where are the persons of color? Where are the women of color? Where are the disabled women? Where are the disabled men? Where are all of these intersections of identity? Where are they? Are they present? And again, asking where are the marginalized people? And in doing this, you're giving yourself the responsibility for your education, that you're holding yourself accountable for your own perspective, and you're holding you're giving a responsibility to making sure that you are present within your own education. And I don't mean that like you're showing up for your classes, but well, I mean, that would be good too. But I also mean that in the sense of that you are not invisible. Your perspective is not invisible within your own education. And that perspective matters and is valuable. So really having that conversation. I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the background, they are apparently wrestling or something in the other room, and I apologize. And in this, we really want to make sure that faculty should be taking you seriously. Part of a WGS goal is making sure that you are valued within your education, and that matters. And that should be something that you experience in your educational outcomes and in your educational settings. They need to see you as a human, not just a body filling a seat. And that matters, right? And it's something that very much is part of this WGS framework. And then again, developing a mutual seriousness about women, about language, ideas, methods, and values. And by that, we just mean that we want to make sure that as we are entering into these conversations about all these other multiple perspectives, that we're doing so in a way that is not homogenizing, that is not belittling, that is not undermining the seriousness of the harms that have come to marginalized individuals within our society. And we're doing this with language that is inclusive and that is not derogatory or intentionally harmful. And so really just kind of talking about that through our education. I hope you enjoyed this piece. It's one of those that I really, really love and that I have held dear to me for a long time. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out as always, and I will see you in the next lecture. Bye, everybody.